The next machine is a soft pressure. The perfect example for the soft pressure is how a person can place the phone in a box. Normally when you're clicking on an app to open it, and also when you're swiping up.
Because it's still a fairly new factory, we're running at the moment about 4,000 to 4,500 on average. We can get up to 6.
Yes. The PCBA, otherwise known as the motherboard, starts here. We prepare it by fixing some parts. The next.
That then also has to be insulated because, again, it's going through the electrical circuitry.
Ina clip ndani. Ukisikia ime clip ndio unajua iko sawa. Very good. Very good. So unafanya hivi ngapi kwa saa moja? In 1 hour. Very good.
These are the larger screws for the plastic housing components. But everything needs to be tightened down. Yes. This is where we have the robot. And SIM cards, because there are a series of now software tests that need to happen.
So nichukue gani hii? Moja hapa. Alafu naweka hii. Good. Ama nimepitisha.
Sawa. Akona which marks out of try another one. Out of 10. Yes.
Sorry.
So it is magnetic.
Weke gani? Hapa hii.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, mpaka ifike mwisho eh? Yeah. Hata hii sikufikisha mwisho. Nimefikisha sasa. Haya.
Hapa.
Sawa.
Hapo tunafanya soldering.
Each person here has got
PCBA, otherwise known as the motherboard.
answer tests, what passes, what fails. And then this last stage is last factory
Utajuaje kuna moja hajakuwa sawa? What does that mean? You umeandika J ni kumaanisha? Oh. Okay. Unachomelea the other side. Oh, unaweka soldering hapo hapo.
And this is what now, this is empty. And this is what now is, this is what now the phone is packaged into.
Okay.
So the gentleman and the lady here are actually responsible for arranging for that. If I were to remove one component, have the phone packaged, and it goes in here, this machine is able to detect a variance of weight by up to 5 grams, automatically rejects it.
The finished product. The finished product ready for the market, yes.
Four, 3, 2, you're welcome, Your Excellency.
So this partnership with local mobile operators and international device manufacturers is a step in accelerating access to high-quality 4G devices across the country. And this factory can be anywhere in the world, so we are delighted that it is here in Kenya. So our aim in Safaricom is to connect, because of being a mobile operator, up to 20 million customers, or more than 20 million customers, with 4G-enabled devices by 2025. I thought I would have a louder We are also here in support of the government digitization agenda, Your Excellency. And we know that that cannot be successful if we do not have smartphones. We believe the smartphone in everyone's hand will act as a pathway to accessing government services and also endless possibilities of the internet. So, Your Excellency, we've enabled Kenyans access the transformative power of technology and the internet. In partnership with Google, which is what I was explaining to you earlier, we offer affordable smartphones payable in installments on a pay-as-you-go basis, which we call Lipa Mdogo Mdogo. And our intention is that having now started to produce local devices, we will start to undertake pay-as-you-go financing for those who start buying the local devices.
This is transformative, not just for the country, not just for the Ministry of Health, but for the world, I believe. Your Excellency, having acquired these gadgets locally, we were able to go around. You know, our procurement rules, Your Excellency. It will take forever for the ministry to procure 100,000 gadgets. But working together with Safaricom, in less than 2 months, we were able to get these gadgets. And that is the benefit of working with locally assembled products. Your Excellency, we were able to cut down on the cost. From what we were getting in the open market, we were able to cut down by about 30%. So we had value for money, Your Excellency. But for me, Your Excellency, the most important that we achieved from buying locally assembled products. If we had gone to the open market, there are some things that we would not have been able to put on this phone. For example, it wouldn't have come with our application. But now, these phones are being delivered to us with the application that is specifically for healthcare, the e-KICE application, Your Excellency. As if that is not enough, we are working together with our partner Safaricom to ensure that these gadgets are geofenced, so that then the community health promoters are able to work within the area that they have been allocated, and they are able to serve the households.
In pursuit of this digitalization agenda, Your Excellency, there has been a missing gap. The missing gap has been the device. Connectivity is only meaningful if there is universal access, Your Excellency. And in this regard, I want to thank most sincerely EDAC for helping us as government to close the gap so that we can at long last have affordable smartphone devices in the hands of the wider Kenyan population. In the same vein, Your Excellency, I want to most sincerely thank you because as far as this digitalization agenda is concerned, you have led from the front. This is a major change program in government, Your Excellency. And anytime you are introducing change, people will always be resistant. Had it not been for your persistence and leadership, transformational leadership, we would not have gotten this far as our digitalization agenda is concerned. And for that, as a ministry, we owe you a great debt of gratitude.
I like the mantra, power mkononi, or that's what this good gentleman told me. It fits perfectly with what we are all trying to achieve, a more empowered digital population with a capacity to explore all opportunities. So because we need a whole of society approach, and we must, this is our society, and every part of our society matters in making us a wholesome nation. Congratulations to all of you. My very best wishes to the investors in this facility, and I look forward to many more. I know there is a whole chain. We want now the parts that we are currently importing. The next stage is for us to manufacture many of the parts here in Kenya so that we create more industries to work with this as a value chain. And we must target that at least in the next 5 years, every Kenyan must carry a smartphone. And I also want to say that this importation of phones has given us a big problem. I know we are battling with KRA is having difficulties because many phones are imported through all manner of places. And our statistics is that close to almost 50% of all the phones imported into Kenya, people don't pay tax. So I think one way of closing that gap is to manufacture all phones locally. Ndio sasa mambo hiyo ya kuimport na kutumia panya route na kufanya nini, tukwamishe, vijana wetu wapate kazi, mimi nipate ushuru ya kusukuma Kenya mbele, na sisi wote tuendelee. Umesikia ya kwamba kuna nchi zingine wako na mbinu ya vile ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunarahisisha wananchi wengi waweze kufikia kununua hii simu na kufaidika na ile services yote iko ndani ya hiyo simu na capacities ya hiyo simu. So tumekubaliana na hawa wangwana tena warudi wapange mawazo yao na ideas na wasaidiane na wizara yetu ili kufikia Januari tuende katika hatua nyingine. Kwanza iwezekane kwamba mwananchi anaweza kulipa deposit ya hiyo simu na alipe ile Peter ananiambia kulipa mdogo mdogo. So hii simu ambayo ni ya karibu shilingi 7,500 kuanzia Januari tunataka iwezekane mwananchi alipe deposit ya 1,000 na hiyo ingine alipe polepole shilingi 20 kila siku tukienda mbele. Ndio wananchi wengi waweze kulipa hii simu. Tulikubaliana na hawa jamaa ya kwamba mambo ya simu ambayo mwananchi wa kawaida anaweza kununua kwa gharama ambayo inatoshana na mwananchi, na simu ambayo inaweza kutumika kama smartphone. Wananchi wengi vile mmesikia hapa, asilimia karibu 70 wananunua simu ya mulikamwizi kwa sababu ya gharama ya simu. Lakini hiyo mulikamwizi haiwezi kufanya mambo mengi ambayo mwananchi wa kawaida angetaka afanye. Haiwezi kuwa na data, haiwezi kuwa na nini, ni inasumbua. Sasa inakuwa tu ni simu ya kupiga simu kwa voice ama makelele. So sasa tunataka kuhamisha tupeleke katika hatua ya pili. Na kupitia kwa kiwanda hii ambayo imetengenezwa hapa. Ya kwanza tumepata ajira ya vijana wa taifa letu la Kenya. Ajira ambayo ilikuwa mahali pengine ambazo hizi simu zinatengenezwa. Jambo la pili, tumepata simu kwa bei ambayo ni 30% chini ya ile equivalent simu ambayo tungenunua. Ya tatu, sasa tunaweza kucustomize hii simu. Nimesema hii simu ambayo sasa tumelaunch leo ni smartphone. Bei yake vile niliwaeleza wa Kenya ni $50. Nilikuwa nimebagain na hawa jamaa $40, wameniambia lazima iwe $50 kwa sababu wameweka data pia huko ndani. Kwa sababu wananiambia hii simu smartphone haitakuwa ya faida kama uko na simu ambaye kazi yake tu ni wewe kupiga makelele ya voice. Wakaniambia lazima tuweke $10 ya data ndio isaidie, so that we can unlock the full potential of a smartphone. It's good to have the phone, but it's also better if you have it with the data that is going to support the usability of this phone, because it's not just a phone like Mulikamwizi where you make voice calls. I made a commitment about the device. These phones, it looked like a promise. Today it's reality. And it is because of the power of vision and the power of faith. So, you know, it's very difficult for people to see as far as what the vision entails. Many people look at today, at best tomorrow. Yeah? And that is how we have so many Thomases in between. Who, you remember the story of Jesus and the people who had told him, oh, Jesus, you know, has risen from the death and from the dead. And Thomas was saying, no, you have scani. Let me, huyo mtu ati mnasema ati ule alikuwa amechomwa na mkuki ati ameamuka. Hebu niguze mahali alikuwa amechomwa. You know, so that's where we are. But I want to promise you, the same way Jesus rose, we are going to take this country to the next level. And that is the power of having a vision and driving our country, knowing very well that even in the context of where we are, we must never be distracted by the challenges that we have. We must see them as an encouragement to where we want to get as a nation, because we must get there. Kenya is a great nation. Kenya is a great country, a country of tremendous potential. And this time round, we must get it right. And we must take Kenya wherever we want it. And we are going to make the decisions, however difficult, that will take Kenya where we all want. Because when I listen to Kenyans, they know where this country should be. The only problem we have is sometimes we don't have the courage to make the decisions that will take us there. Good people, we must change this country. I don't think we have another option. Yeah? And the young people who are pushing us, we have millions of Kenyans, talented, hardworking, educated. They are looking for opportunity. We cannot postpone their future. We must make the decisions now to enable them get the opportunities tomorrow. And I promise you one thing. I will make all the decisions necessary to make Kenya the great country we all want it to be. The launch of a locally assembled smart device is a brilliant milestone in and of itself, but its broader implications for both public and private sector efficiency, integrity, and security that will bring out its significance in full is what we are waiting to experience. I congratulate the investors, and as I said, two fundamental things, maybe more, are going to be achieved by this device. When I see 300 Kenyans employed in this facility that will produce 3 million devices, and those 3 million devices will be 30% cheaper than if we had imported them complete as units. So we have the benefit of jobs for our young people, and we have the benefit of a much more affordable product. We're aware that the cost of smart devices remain prohibitive for many, and that as a result constitute a significant barrier to universal inclusion and access to various services and opportunities that are intended to be freely available otherwise. To overcome this critical challenge to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we identified the production of affordable smart digital devices as one urgent priority that will guarantee the possibility of universal digital access for the people of Kenya to enjoy more and better services and opportunities in both public and the private spaces. The provision of affordable digital smart devices is no longer just about mobile telephony and fintech penetration. It is also about universal access to private and public sector goods and services as the driver of national transformation. It is not possible for transformation to be at the rate, at the scale, and at the speed that we want unless we have the devices to assist us unlock that potential. We have pledged to support this development by providing infrastructure that will spur digital signatures and the implementation of digital national identity. This message here is that this time round, we are going digital in full, on a large scale, across every sector, because Kenya's transformation is going to be a digital transformation.